Okay, so now we have our last talk in NAKA Stage, but we will still having some conversations over there in the other stages. So now we're going to listen to Jamie Robinson, who will be talking about how to onboard your first billion. Because one of the toughest things about startups and entrepreneurship is onboarding other people to trust you and to give you their billions. So please come up stage. Give Jamie Robinson an applause, please. Thank you.
Hey guys, thanks for spending a bit of time with me. I really appreciate it. My name is Jamie Robinson, and I really wanted to take a couple minutes to speak at this conference because the name of the conference is Adopting Bitcoin, and that's something that's been really important to me, is getting more people to adopt Bitcoin for the last 10 years. And in 2013, I'm Canadian, in 2013 I started a company called QuickBT.com, and this company's sole goal was to get more people to adopt Bitcoin. And between 2013 and 2018, I onboarded about 90,000 early Bitcoiners in Canada, and I did it by making things super, super easy. And so today I want to talk about three things. There's my slide, my single slide. Today I want to talk about three things that we can do to onboard our first billion users to Bitcoin. And so with QuickBT, what I did is I just to understand what it is, it was a website where you could buy very small amounts of Bitcoin very, very quickly. And so you could go on the website, put in your Bitcoin account number, put in, 5, 10, 20 bucks, whatever you wanted to buy, and you'd pay with your domestic payment card in Canada. It was called Interac. And you'd make your payment, and a couple seconds later, you'd have Bitcoin in your wallet. And back then, there was no Bitcoin ATMs. There was no way to buy Bitcoin really easily. You have to send your passport to Japan or do all kinds of crazy stuff. And so this made it really, really easy to buy your first Bitcoin. And it really did a lot to help adopt Bitcoin. And so today, there are some things I think we can do to help onboard our first billion users. So we don't know how many Bitcoiners there are right now. Maybe 5, 10 million, 50 million. We don't really know. But how are we going to get to a billion users? I think that's what we all want, right? We're not making this money for a bunch of computer nerds. We're making this money for average people. And so the first thing I want to talk about, out of my three, is making apps and wallets and software and websites for the human class. So right now, a lot of the apps, a lot of the stuff that we're using, it's great software, but it's made for the technical class. It's made for us. And it's not really that easy to use. Now, some wallets are doing a great job, some websites are doing a great job, but the vast majority of it isn't. It's really for the technical class, and it's too complicated. And one of my sort of target phrases that I use a lot is called Joe SixPack or Jane SixPack. And it was a political term. It came out a couple of years ago in one of the U.S. election cycles. And the idea is how do we, how can we make software that Joe SixPack or Jane SixPack can just use? And you look at a lot of the software that's out there today, and again, it's great software. But if I send Joe SixPack to mempool.space, or I get them to download Electrum, or use any of this core software, it's too complicated. And so the number one thing that we really all need to do is make things more human class and make things more easy to use. And so that's sort of my call to all developers out there, is really work on that. Show your software to average people, the people at the check-in counter, the normal, humble people that we need to be using Bitcoin to get to that first billion, because there's not a billion computer nerds on Earth, and so we really got to work hard on that. And so that's number one, is making our software, our apps, everything human class. You download it, it works, it's super easy, and it's something that I'm really passionate about. Number two, thinking about trying to make things more human class, the biggest problem is Bitcoin and all this stuff is so technical. It's so complicated. And the number two thing I think we can really do to onboard our first billion is trade off information accuracy for simple analogies, okay? And I'll tell you what I mean by that. So a lot of times, you're trying to explain Bitcoin to somebody. You're trying to explain concepts. They're asking you questions, what's the mempool? What's this? What's that? And there's sort of this inclination to tell the truth. You want to explain all the details. But what happens more often than not when you're talking to Joe or Jane's SixPack, our first billion, is you lose them. And we've all kind of done that. I think we've sort of explained Bitcoin to people, and you just sort of see the glaze in their eyes. And it's like, they don't know what the hell, they don't know what you're talking about anymore. Like they're gone. And by being information accurate, by being super accurate in your explanations, I'm sort of saying, number two, you're doing a disservice to Bitcoin. You're making them feel stupid, and you're scaring them away from the technology and the protocol. And so my sort of big number two here is trade information accuracy, trade it out for simple analogies. And essentially that means kind of, fudging what you're saying, and, taking things that are very complicated and just saying, dumb it down to something super simple. It's almost lying. You're not lying, but you're just making things super easy. And so my favorite simple analogy, a lot of people come to me and they go, Jamie, what's Bitcoin? We know you kind of work in this space. What is Bitcoin? And anybody in this room who knows what Bitcoin is, what I'm about to tell you, you're going to say, that's not really what Bitcoin is. But this is what I say. And so people say, hey, Jamie, what's Bitcoin? And I say, Bitcoin is a 2-column list. All Bitcoin is a 2-column list. You've got account numbers, you've got balances, and this list is public. Everybody keeps a copy of the list on their phone. There's no cheating, there's no counterfeiting, and all you can do in the Bitcoin system is move money from one account number to another account number, and that's all we're doing. All the balances always equal the same number, and that's it. That's all Bitcoin is. So when you download a Bitcoin wallet on your phone, you've got one of these account numbers, and all you can do is send Bitcoin to another account number. And if you know the technical intricacies of Bitcoin, that's like not really true at all. Like you can do a lot with Bitcoin. There's all kinds of stuff. It's not a 2-column list, but by trading accuracy for a simple analogy, you can actually capture people and you won't scare them away. And I think that's really, really important, because when you scare people away, like I said, they feel stupid, they disappear for a couple years, and we lose them, and we're trying to get people to adopt Bitcoin. We're trying to get to our first billion. And so I really think it's important to trade information accuracy for simple analogies. And so that's number two. Number three is being loud about your love for Bitcoin. So I'm definitely guilty of this. And, as you dive into Bitcoin, at first you can be loud. A lot of people are loud. They go, hey, everybody, I want to tell you about this. I want to tell you about this. And then, the price goes down and everyone's kind of mad at you, or something, something happens, or people don't trust you. And you kind of go quiet, or you worry about your personal safety. And you say, hey, I don't want to get $5 wrench attacked. I'm going to kind of shut up now. And so, but when you get quiet about Bitcoin, there's this ripple effect that is caused by that. Every person that I sold Bitcoin to in 2013, 2014, 2015, all of those people then could introduce Bitcoin to their friends and their friends. And this ripple effect, we know is very fast. When you think about news on the internet, stuff on the internet, when things happen, 6-7 billion people know pretty quickly. And so I asked myself, why are 6 or 7 billion people not using Bitcoin? And I think one of the reasons is a lot of us are kind of quiet about it. We don't want to embarrass ourselves. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to sort of profess our love of Bitcoin to everybody. They're kind of annoyed. And so, when I was loud about Bitcoin, I was really enjoying it. I was having a great time telling everybody about Bitcoin. And then I kind of went dark for a while. And, I think that was pretty expensive in terms of the network effect that could have been created, all the people that could have discovered Bitcoin and used Bitcoin. And so, number three, be loud about your love for Bitcoin. Talk about Bitcoin. If you can get the sense that people aren't going to get it, use those simple analogies. And so, be loud about Bitcoin. So that was sort of the three main things: making your apps and websites human class, not technical class. Trading out information accuracy for simple analogies, and being loud about your love for Bitcoin. And so that was sort of the three things I think we could do. And I think if we all did that, I think if we could get all of our apps to be super easy, we had great analogies, and we were all loud, I think we'd get our first billion. I think we'd get them pretty quickly. And of course, price action, all that kind of stuff, that's all exciting. But I really think it's sort of on us to sort of say, we got to move past this initial sort of technical phase that Bitcoin's been in for the last little while and say, okay, now we're ready to really get the world to adopt Bitcoin. And I'm doing that. I'll just sort of talk about my new project. So I was working on QuickBT from 2013 to 2018. Took a bit of a break. And I just recently moved down to El Salvador, and I started a new company. It's called acceptln.com, and I'd really appreciate if anybody, you guys could check it out and let me know your feedback. But acceptln takes something that's very complicated, makes it very, very easy. So again, it's for the human class. And it uses a lot of simple analogies. When you're on the website, and I'll tell you exactly how it works in a second, but when you're on the website, it's using tons of simple analogies. It's really not, in a lot of cases, not telling the truth. It's just using simple analogies to capture people and hoping that, hey, they're going to get in and they're going to do their own research. They're going to learn more. They're going to understand a little more as time goes on. And it's also very loud, and you'll see that. So the way acceptln works is right now, if I want to send Bitcoin Lightning to anybody, before I can send them Bitcoin Lightning, they have to already have a wallet set up, which of course limits the people that I can send Bitcoin Lightning to. I can only send it to people that already have a Bitcoin wallet set up. And then they have the wallet set up, and then I can send them Bitcoin Lightning. With acceptln, it flips the script. So you can come on the website, and you can type in anybody's email address anywhere in the world, type in their email without them doing anything, taking no action, without their permission. You can type in their email address, and it instantly makes a little sub-wallet on acceptln. You can send them some Bitcoin Lightning, and now they've received some Bitcoin Lightning without having to take any action at all. They get a little welcome email that says, hey, welcome to Bitcoin Lightning. Congratulations on receiving your first transaction. And with instructions on how to set up a wallet. It explains things, instead of talking about, 12-word seeds and all the complicated stuff, we use the word money password. And we say, hey, these are the different types of wallets. This wallet keeps your money password for you. This wallet, you're going to have to keep your money password yourself. Once you've got your wallet all set up, then you click the link in the email we sent you, and you claim the Satoshis. And so that's, with acceptln, I think we can actually onboard 1 billion people. Again, the product's for sort of the human class. It uses simple analogies, and it's loud. It sends out emails, and it's loud. So that was sort of all I wanted to talk to you guys about. Do you guys have any questions? Yeah? Cool. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.